Hi, Cineflix Compact here. Today, I'm going to explain a film called Limitless, which is an sci-fi thriller. Keep an eye out and be cautious. Eddie Mora is an upcoming writer who lives in New York. He has recently been struggling and is trying to write his own book. After so many struggles, his fiancée Lindy decides to end their relationship. He then meets an old accomplice who offers him a pill that he claims would remedy his creative problems. Eddie reluctantly takes the pill and all of a sudden starts to remember everything that ever happened in his life. He even helps his landlord's wife handle a law assignment and eventually sleeps with her. He even manages to write a 90-page manuscript that his editor approves. However, the following day he feels that the effects of the pill, called NZT, have worn off and decides to go for more. Upon getting to Vernon's apartment to get the NZT, he is sent to do some tasks, and he obeys. However, he returns to find Vernon's apartment ransacked and Vernon killed by being shot in the head. He looks for the remainder of NZT before calling the police, and he gets it. At the police station, he is interrogated and goes back home, where he takes NZT, and he becomes creative again. He becomes brilliant and decides to venture into the stock market. He earns by selling NZT and goes to Gennady for a loan. He invests the loan and his stock trading picks, and after 2 weeks, a friend tells him that a tycoon wants to meet him. That evening, he calls Lindy, who tells him she wants him back. The following day, Eddie goes to meet the tycoon, courtesy of his friend Kelvin, who introduced him to stock trading. Carl, the tycoon, is suspicious about Eddie and how he climbed the ladder so fast. As they go back home, Carl hands Eddie a few papers about the various companies he runs. Eddie is tasked with analyzing the best action to take regarding the companies. He becomes partly unconscious and finds himself in multiple places. As he leaves a hotel, he comes across a gang and remembers every self-defense video he ever watched, and manages to face the gang alone. The following day he wakes up and is afraid of taking the NZT because it has been giving him moments of unconsciousness and calls Kelvin requesting to be allowed to cancel the meeting with Carl, but Kelvin tells him that he will never get any other chance. Eddie goes to the meeting without having taken the pill, and he cannot focus. He does not listen to Carl and gazes at the television, where he sees the news that a woman he had a one-night stand with at a hotel has been found dead. He loses all the focus and excuses himself. Upon getting home, his ex-wife, Melissa, and the sister to Vernon call him and questions him about Vernon's death. He requests Melissa for a meetup, and she reluctantly accepts to heed to his request. He calls Vernon's customers from Vernon's notebook to inquire about the effects of the NZT, but everyone who answers the phone says that the person is dead. He notices a man who has been spying on him and runs away. He gets into a cab and proceeds to meet Melissa, who tells him that Vernon's death did not surprise her since she knows about the pill. She was hooked on it but finally decided to quit. He advises Eddie to gradually reduce the pill's dose since a sudden stoppage would be dangerous. On his way home, he meets Gennady, his creditor, who beats him up until they go to the bank and Eddie pays him back. During the commotion, Eddie drops a pill that Gennady takes and feels excellent. Eddie then goes to Lindy's office, where he collapses and decides to tell her the truth. She heads home and takes the pills, too, and as she goes back, she notices a man who is pursuing her. She asks 2 men to help her, and the man following her kills the 2 men and continues chasing her. She hides somewhere and calls Eddie, who advises her to take some more of the medicine to get the power to handle the situation. She takes it and deals with the man. The following day she shares her concern about the drug. At the same time, Gennady spies Eddie for some more pills, and Eddie obliges, where he later goes to meet Carl and apologizes for the previous meeting. They seal a deal, and after Eddie leaves for lunch, he spots the detective who interrogated him about Vernon's death, who informs him that he is now a suspect in the model killing at the hotel. Eddie hires one of the brightest lawyers in New York, who helps him to walk scot-free. Eddie and Carl meet Atwood, a proprietor of Carl's competitor company. As he walks back to his hotel room, he finds it broken into and realizes that his security is now a primary concern, and he buys a penthouse with an excellent security detail. Eddie later runs into Gennady and his gang, demanding 20 more pills lest he spills the beans on the model's death. The following day, the meeting between Eddie and Carl and Atwood is scheduled, but Atwood's wife arrives with the news that he has been hospitalized and the contract can only continue once he is out of the hospital. He then realizes that the wife's driver is the man who has been spying on him. Eddie later joins his lawyer at the police station, where he is to enter a police lineup. He hands his jack to the lawyer, and after the lineup, the lawyer informs Eddie that he has been cleared of suspicion. Soon, Gennady and his gang are hunting Eddie down for the pill. Eddie manages to overpower and kill Gennady. He learns about Atwood's death and is surprised how he dies, yet he had delivered some NZT to him through Brandt, his lawyer, who was also Atwood's lawyer. However, Brandt had kept the pills to himself. A few years later, Eddie is running for governor while Carl runs a pharmaceutical company that manufactures NZT. Carl promises to give Eddie a steady supply of NZT for a few favors, and Eddie declines the offer. Carl threatens Eddie, but he is unmoved. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notification, hit the like button to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.